Hi, everyone. It's Thursday night, the 6th of August, and day 219 of my Living the Dream journey to business alignment. Before I go too far into this recording, I want to mention that I'm trying something new tonight, which is an idea that came to me during the night last night. My two amigos have been very busy of late with all the assignments that I've been giving them, one of which was to help me make my video journal more interesting and to come up with a way I don't have to do phone recordings and separate Zoom video recordings and then hold it up to the screen so I can record it and show you what I've done. For some reason, in my mind, I thought that a Zoom recording isn't as sharp as my computer camera recording. Funny, silly man, right? Well, my two amigos corrected that thinking by telling me that it's the same camera, Marty. Duh. And so my most important task for today was to do tonight's video journal entry recording using Zoom. And so here's what I wrote down last night for my power statement for today. I'll use Zoom to record my daily video journal entries going forward, and I'll set up a file folder in my laptop titled Good to Know Tips, Videos, and my Success Mentality Quotable Quotes, so I can prepare them to do my emails that I'm calling Good to Know Monday Tips each Monday morning, send them out. Well, I'm going to use the screen sharing to show you what I did set up here. So I'm going to click right on this, screen sharing. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to share. So we're right here, and I'm going to go to, let's see where that's at, right. Here we go, right here. And I'm going to move this up so you can see it right here. And I'm going to go right here to Coach B's tutorials, coaching. And there it is, Coach B, Good to Know Tips and Quotable Quotes. That's where I'm going to save them, okay? So that's kind of fun. Now, also, I'm going to go ahead and close out of that, stop sharing. And I'm going to show you my today's to-do list for Thursday right here, okay? And I have my most important task, my fun task, my exciting task, check the accounts, check the emails, and do my background research. Got that all done. I'll talk about each one here in just a second, but I also have to show you, this is the little back burner list that I got done today. And I did these Zoom videos. I got those all done. So bam, bam, bam. 3 things so powerful. My most important task, like I said, was to start doing my daily video journal entry recording using Zoom. This is going to let me jump right into my share view and show what I'm talking about right on the screen on the spot. And that way I don't have to go and record and then bring here and hold something up. So it's so exciting to me. I'm so surprised that I didn't think of this sooner. I didn't really know how Zoom worked, but my two amigos knew to tell me once I had a little information in my brain and some experience in my head. I imagined it immediately. You're right, you're right. So that's what I'm doing. My fun task was to set up my Good to Know Tips and Quotable Quotes folder, which I showed you. And I also am looking forward to preparing these weekly tips and sending them out. I'm going to set them up all in my constant contact and have those emails ready to go all to my clients folder. And boom, they'll go out automatically because I can schedule ahead of time. I can prepare these ahead of time, and I can set them up in constant contact at like 2 in the morning to deliver them, so that come Monday morning, that next later on, right at 6 or 7 or 8 in the morning, when people check their emails for the first time, they're going to be able to see that sitting right in there, and they can watch it to start their day properly. My exciting task today was to keep on working on the website pages using my publisher account. I'm now working on the About Us page, and I'm going to go to something here real quick, click onto this, go to this, and I'm going to go, I talked about this. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here so you can see it. And then I'm going to share screen right here. Share that screen, hit share, and I'm going to open it up. So you can see this page, and I can make it a little bit larger and scroll this over. Okay. So here's the homepage we're working on. And I'm going to be working on the About Us page. I've already got this, and I sent the video to Fahad, so he sees each of the pieces that I'm working on here. But I'm working on an About Us page that'll be more about me, and I'm going to prepare that. And when it's all done, I'll call it up like this, and I'll be able to show that to you. But today, that's what I started working on. I don't have a good head start too much to show you, so I'll do that as soon as I can go through that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop share right here and come back to this. I've mentioned it before, but I'm working with Fahad on getting my website built out now because it was so inexpensive and I'm so close to him. I said, okay, I can do a page at a time and pay for it as we go on the come, and this could be great. So I'm working with Fahad on getting that done. And I'm working with him to get the About Us page that I talked about. I also want him to build out a separate temporary page for the form, the form that ties to the focus group YouTube ad for people to come and fill out. Right now it's got my home page and then the form. And when I get that loaded up at the brand new homepage, I've got to have a place for that form to go. And he can set up a separate temporary page to do that. And that link will include my website, Living the Dream Coaching / whatever, and they can click on it and see that it's the right part of that. And so I'm really excited about that. This way, the YouTube ads call to action link can show my website name on it, which will look a lot better, don't you think? Once I have that ready to go, I'm going to launch the YouTube. So when I have that form page ready to go, separate part this, and I can get it set up in the right link to the call to action, bam, YouTube, that ad's going out. Because Fahad isn't feeling well right now, I have to be patient with him, and hopefully he'll be feeling better soon, and he can continue working on those 2 pages in particular, and hopefully sooner than later. So we'll wait and see. Anyway, let me go through my normal end of the day success routine questions. Croy asks, did you get honest with yourself today, Marty? In other words, did you get honest and ask yourself what didn't go well? What could you have done better? What can I do better is that first one of the end of day success routine. Did you wake up early and start strong? Check. Did you start your morning with power? Win the morning, win the day, always, always, always. Were you productive throughout your day? Well, you saw these pieces come to the portal of my mind into the world of the physical, right? Stored on my website, stored in my laptop file folder. So absolutely. Did you get the most important things done? Check, check, check. Did you move your goals forward? Yes. Did you show up as the person you wanted to today? I did. And we had great time, Kathy and I, tonight for a Thursday night, and we had a wonderful meal together. We were present for each other. It was a great day, completely a wonderful day. In summary of these get honest with yourself questions, I always ask, were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? Did you keep your commitments and promises that you made to yourself this morning? I most definitely kept my promises that I made to myself this morning and finished everything I set out to get done today. Bam! Done. That's so great. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindfulness time today, Marty? Did you make time for them during your mindfulness time? Win the morning, win the day, that little meditation time? And were there any new movies that your 2 amigos called up onto the screen of your mind? And if so, what were they? Well, I watched my must-see TV favorite 5 movies, and then I found myself watching the Do My Journal entry video recordings using Journal. I kind of instant pre-played of this. And I was much better in my mind than what I'm doing myself, but that's how it works. I also watch me putting them up onto my YouTube channel, and I'm going to upload tonight's recording that I'm doing right now up on there, so it's there for my beginner entrepreneurs to watch and see. If anyone else who comes in and sees this, that's going to be up here shortly. My next question is to ask myself, that I do every night, what one thing would make all the difference going forward, Marty? Another way to say it is, what's the one thing you'd want to get done tomorrow? Even if the day goes sideways, getting it done, you'd still feel like a success and that you've accomplished something really great. What would that one thing be? And once you decide what that is, turn it into a power statement so you can start your day strong tomorrow and you can set the table for success tomorrow. Well, I think the one thing that's going to make all the difference going forward for me is doing my video journal entries using Zoom for now. Not only, and it's just exciting, not only my good to know videos, but everything else that I want to use to help coach my beginner entrepreneur clients. And so my power statement for tomorrow says this: I'll plan out what I want to show during each of my video journal entries at the end of the evening, including setting up a website on it. I can just click, click, click and go to them. Any recordings that I want to show, my website pages I'm working on, and any programs I'm testing out in my experience, I can go right into that. And any tips that I have that I want to give, and then use Zoom screen share as I'm going through the journal like I did tonight, showing it, coming back, showing it, coming back. Man, I'm so excited about this discovery, not only for myself, but for my clients too. It's a real game changer for me. And I just think it's important to be able to visually see and go right through it, not this little phone stuff. That's all I could think of at the time. Next, I want to answer My question that I came up with myself, were there any mistakes or failures that I had today or that I made today? And if so, could I turn them into a tool of success going forward? Working through today's list of back burner tasks that I showed you and reviewing what I still have to get done, being able to use Zoom in this way is most definitely a tool of success that's going to help me going forward in a big way. So that Zoom of my daily journal and showing and screen sharing, what a fantastic tool of success. So the next question is, what was your biggest success today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today? What can I do better? What did I do well? Again, the Zoom Discovery is my biggest success today, and that was I used it and employed it today, and I'm going to do it every day from now on. It was a fantastic idea that my two amigos brought to this portal of my mind. And like I said before, doing this Zoom videos now is going to help me become even more familiar with using Zoom before I have to use it with real clients. So I'm just not going to hit the gate. Oh, I don't want to. I'm learning so much. It's so fantastic. The next step in my end of the day success routine is to rate my day's effort. And so I gave today a 9. I gave it a 9 because I worked at the speed of 9 all day, getting those other back burner lessons, getting caught up. As I do these projects using Zoom, I'm learning so very much, and it is adding to my confidence, so much so, and my skill set, which is adding real value to what I have to offer my beginning entrepreneurs. Isn't that true? That's how it all works for all of us. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. Today, I'm grateful for the principle that asks, are there any special traits or habits or personality ingredients common to all successful people? The answer is absolutely yes. In fact, it's called the common denominator of success. Man has been seeking common denominators in all achievers for centuries, but they are not as obvious as one would expect. You have only to read a series of profiles of famous individuals to realize how different each is from the other, how varied are their methods of operation, how unlike are their work habits, even their personal lives are so different. Still, there is one practice that many of those who accomplish great things will admit they have indulged in, especially during their leaner years. They were able to picture themselves vividly, having already attained their goals, and they retain that image, that going to the movies, in their minds constantly, assuring themselves again and again and again that they knew they would succeed. Oh man, it's so exciting. But even with this common practice, the one true common denominator in all these successful people was the fact that they acted on that visual goal of going to the movies, on that visualization. They didn't just watch it, they acted on it. They all were willing to do those things that unsuccessful people are not willing to do, period. There's the common denominator. That's the secret. The next thing I'm grateful for is the law of expectation, which says we should be disposed by nature to have great expectations for ourselves, to anticipate them, to believe in them, to invite them, and find them verified in the experience of others around us who, as each one of us should, bring them to life by first feeling them in our lives. A wise father once told his son, think great, visualize greatness, hope greatly, and be grateful. And then he said, all I expect of you, son, is that you do something worthwhile with your life. This father let it be known that the one person who the son could do something with was the son himself. He and he alone could expect some hint of greatness in his life and try to live up to it. Only he could keep turning back the layers of doubts and guilt, the mask and the make-believe, the aims and the aspirations, until he came down to his real self. And that there would always be moments in which he would be called upon to prove the person he professed and hoped to be. As a visual to this law of expectation, let me share a really short example. I think it's going to make this clear. It was said that when the ship Laconia went down near Madarius, there was a man among the lifeboat survivors dressed in a neat suit, a tweed cotton topcoat over his shoulders, and he was carrying a briefcase. He refused help when he climbed aboard the rescue ship Salta and calmly aided other survivors as they came aboard. And an officer on the Salta congratulated him on his composure and asked for an explanation. The man replied, I'm an Englishman, sir. It is expected of me. The law of expectation. This man understood that law of expectation, and that put him squarely on the path of living the dream. Next, I'm grateful for George Lorimer, who said, you've got to get up every morning with determination if you're going to go to bed with satisfaction. Oh, What a great short little quote. Mr. Lorimore was best known as an editor of the Saturday Evening Post, which he led from 1899 to 1936. He grew it from about a couple 100,000 viewers all the way to well over 1 million during his tenure. Well, there you go. One more day on my journey to business alignment, finished and in the record books. I'll be right back here tomorrow night after one more day in the life of Coach B. And so until then, I wish you good night, and I wish you all continued success. Good night. I'm going to close this off.